Going to record to the cloud. All right, I think we are recording. Dustin, you there?
I'm here, man.
Awesome. Hey, I'm super excited to be here tonight in a special Young Entrepreneurs interview. This is something I'm absolutely passionate about. I was trying to think about what would I call this interview, or what would I call a series of interviews that I was doing with people who are killing it, or people who are making it, people who are changing the world or changing themselves, people who are getting into entrepreneurship at a young age. And I think the two words that came to my mind were reality check. Reality check from listen, we all need a reality check sometimes because so many people are living, outside reality. I don't know. They just don't think about things. But it's also a reality check from the standpoint of, listen, in reality, here's what other people are doing. So just for those of you who may be listening for the first time, my name is Seth Mulder. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for the last decade and a half, since my mid-20s. And I'm putting out a series of interviews with other cool, if I said other, Dustin, I guess I'm including myself in that. But I have a vision. I have a vision of a football stadium full of young entrepreneurs. People in their teens and their 20s, maybe their earlier 30s, who made a difference, who changed their lives and changed the world at that point. And so when I wanted to start this process, there was one guy who came to my mind. He's the captain of the Cajun world. He's an incredible young entrepreneur. He's a humble guy, somebody I personally look up to, and I wanted to do a 10-minute interview with him to find out a little more what he's done in network marketing, how he got into network marketing, what were some of the challenges, and cover as much ground as we could in 10 minutes. So I want to welcome you to this installment of Reality Check by Yes, Young Entrepreneurs for Success, and introduce you to a very good friend of mine, Dustin Boudreaux. Dustin, you there, man?
I'm here, man. Can you hear me loud and clear?
You are coming in just great. Just
awesome.
Great. I've heard, I knew I was meeting with a big man today. I've heard about people holding the world in their hands, but if I look at the picture behind you, literally the whole world is on your shoulders right now.
Right, no pressure, right?
The man with the world on his shoulders. So here's the deal, Dustin. We're going to pal through some questions. The whole idea is that if people like this content, they're going to share it in social media, right?
Right.
So if you and I stink, we're the only two people going to be listening to this.
Again, no pressure.
Tell me, how old are you right now?
26.
26 years old. Give me a little background on you. Before, I know you got involved as an entrepreneur in network marketing at what age?
19.
19. So 7 years ago. 19 years old. Take me back to Dustin Boudreaux, pre-19. Give me the 30-second, 20-second background on who you were, what you'd done, kind of what you were thinking about.
Yeah.
At
So
19.
Pre-life advantage at 19, man. I was a full-time college student. Actually, a full-time job in the oil field, working to get through school, working out, hanging out, eating a bunch, metabolism's hitting stride, working out a bunch, and just kind of starting to figure everything out, seeing, what the college thing was going to do, oil field, kind of get introduced to the quote-unquote real world, working and having a full-time job, and trying to juggle all those things together. So that was life at 19.
Okay, cool. And what were your thoughts? I mean, as you're trying to put life together, going to school full time. What were you studying, by the way?
I started off in pre-med, but couldn't handle blood or needles, so it quickly switched over to business and finance.
That's not a step down, by the way. That's not a step
down.
So tell me, at 19, 7 years ago, what was your prospect? I mean, what did you think about the real world? How did you think? I mean, how high did you want to go, or I don't know. Tell me about what you were thinking about.
Yeah, so at 19, in school, I mean, I always thought I wanted to go to college until I got there, and that was a different world. But working in the oil field, man, it was just a job while I had in high school and going through college. Made great money, met cool people. Knew I didn't want to stay in the oil field forever because most of my family's involved. And when it's good, it's awesome. When it's bad, it's horrible. And it's always riding that up and down wave. And I learned a lot really early that it's a lot easier to use your mind for work than your back. And oil field was big time manual labor, long hours. Oil field never sleeps, so they don't care what you're doing, just get to work. And so, that was a big challenge. But like I said, I made good money. And back in 2010, when the oil spill happened, that was when really things really changed, because once the oil spill happened, I went to work. They said, look, we have no work. We got to let you go. And so that was a real world experience that wasn't expected, wasn't planning for, or nor did I think would ever happen. But that really opened up my mind to new things. And, along the ways where LifeVantage popped up, and having that open mindedness to take a jump. So it was different for sure.
Cool. So at 19, you hear about network marketing, about LifeVantage. And what was your reaction? I mean, how did that whole thing go down?
So, you want me to kind of tell you the quick synopsis of my story? Because it's kind of so.
Do it.
I really had no preconceived notions about network marketing, good or bad. Never heard of the industry. And my story was, I worked out at a gym where I grew up, and I just overheard a conversation from a guy I barely knew at the gym, talking to somebody I didn't know about making money, being early, and helping a bunch of people. And I just thought that sounded awesome, because I was broke and I needed to make some money. So followed this guy at the gym, and it led to a video about this product, and led to a phone call. I got some questions answered, and ultimately led to a meeting where I discovered this company and the products and network marketing, what all that meant, and residual income and leverage. And so once I was educated on that, it became very exciting, and a whole new world opened up, once I got that information.
So you get the information, you have no preconceived notions about network marketing, and you're excited about it, it sounds like, right? Any opposition before you decided to pull the trigger, or as you were pulling the trigger, or was it all smooth sailing and, you woke up one day and you're making tons of money?
No, so there was really, I guess there was one opposition. So I do this call.
And who was that?
I'll tell you. I got to tell you. And so I do this, the call. We go to the meeting. Everything's awesome. I'm pumped, fired up. And the only opposition was, at the time, it was $700 to get involved. I just lost my job, and that created a small problem. And so we finished this meeting. I'm super excited. I had a bunch of questions answered, and I signed up that night. I didn't think about if it was a scam, if I can do it. I said, you know what, I got to do it. I'll figure it out later. So I signed up, spent $700. I was still living with my parents at the time. I get home, tell them what I did, and my mom said, dude, you're an idiot. You just got sucked into a scam. So there was some preconceived notions there, obviously. And so I kind of got a reality check. What did you do? How are you going to pay your bills? You just got laid off. You're still in school. And I said, Mom, I didn't think about that. I guess that's why I have parents. You figure it out. I'm just really excited. And so, that night was a little bit rough, some high and low emotions. But, long story short with that, she started taking Protandim, had some great health benefits, and now her and my dad are both in the business. So it's the very small percentage chance in time that the son gets to tell the parents, hey, I told you so. Now let's go get this thing done.
That's awesome. So 19 years old. Everybody has what I call a float level, or how much money you need. Forget about how much money you make, but think about what you need every month to live. I'm not talking about, living high. I'm just talking about making it, right? Making it happen. Obviously, one of the reasons I'm so committed about working with young entrepreneurs is that when you're younger, because you haven't been living through life so much and you haven't gotten yourself into lots of trouble and gotten yourself into lots of debt, it doesn't take as much money to stay afloat, right? And the cool thing about that is, listen, if you don't need a lot to live on right now, then now's the time to start a business that can pay you repeat or residual income, because you're not in a big, deep hole, You wait till you're 30 or 40 or 50, it's a bigger, deeper hole. So tell me, at 19, how much money did you need on a monthly basis to survive, to make it? Right?
Yeah, I would say about $1,200 to $1,500.
$1,200 to $1,500 a month. Okay, so and I know people who are going to be listening to this who are in their 40s and 50s are going to say, "Wow, I wish I wasn't a $7,000 a month lifestyle,
Right.
To climb out." But so at about $1,200 to $1,500 a month without making income claims. This video isn't about income claims, but your own personal experience. how long working hard in network marketing, doing whatever it was, I'm assuming you were part-time, how long did it take you to get to that level where you could pay all your bills in a month? Consistently.
Right. So I would say consistently about 6 to 8 months of, aside from the upfront bonus money that came weekly, about 6 to 8 months.
Okay. 6 to 8 months. And so tell me about that first 6 to 8 months. What were you doing? I mean, what did it take? What did it take?
The old term, ignorance on fire, I guess, right? Brand new, just really excited. And, I just started with the people I cared about. Friends and family, called them, said, hey, look, I got involved in something I'm excited about. I don't know if it's for you or not, but you got to take a look at it. And so through that, some of these phone calls we did, went to some people's houses, showed some videos, did some phone calls, shared some meetings. And through that, we got some people that decided to get involved in the business with me, some that just took the products, and some still think we're crazy, which is fine.
So tell me about the team you've created. Something some people don't think about network marketing is it's not just one steady climb upward. We have ups, we have downs, right? Have you ever had downs in this industry as well?
Oh yeah. Emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. At the same time, bottom line is, what happens to you because you're network marketing? What happens if you decide not to work this month?
You still get a paycheck.
You still get a paycheck, right? So, two more. I want to wrap up because these interviews are slow, and I wish, dude, I could talk to you for an hour because this is flipping inspiring to me. And I know people who actually are listening to this with an open mind. Or I should say anybody who doesn't have an absolute steel closed mind has to be inspired by listening to your story. But what's the best thing that's happened to you because you made that decision at 19?
I would just say the open-mindedness and the different world out there, right? The 40-50 plan's one way to do it, but there's a whole different world out there if you're just open-minded enough to see it. And the personal growth that came along the way, and really just the network that you develop is something I've never seen before, right? Where you can know people all over the world, pick up the phone, call somebody in Utah. Before LifeVantage, I didn't know anybody in Utah, right? And so you just have all these connections all over the place, and friendships and people that can help you. You can help them, and just grow this database where you never really know where it's going to take you. And to me, that's really, really cool because, again, that's the most important part, the self-development, the network that you can create.
Dude, 19 years old, makes a decision, 26 years old now. You're still working hard, right? I mean, I don't think you've reached all of your goals.
No, not at all.
But to basically have freedoms that you never would have otherwise had. So network marketing, final closing up. As I have, and I'm going to ask you, number one, do you agree with this? And then maybe two, how do you answer this? I talk to my friends. I talk to people I run into. I'm building my business as well. I'm building network marketing. I totally believe in it. I generally find that there may be, 3, 4, 5 really common objections or kind of hiccups or places where people trip, and most of them don't, and many people don't get up and solve the problem, right? Why don't they get involved? Why aren't all my friends, like you just said, hey, some of them still think you're crazy, One of them is, I don't have money right now to start. Maybe another is, I don't have time. I'm too busy. One is, I don't know anybody. Another is, it's just...
Wait, that second one cut out. I don't have money, and what was the second one?
Okay, so I don't, what was it? I don't have money. I don't have time, right? I don't know anybody. I'm not into sales, or it's just bad time. Just, in 3 months I can talk, I could talk in 3 months, but now's not the time. And I wish we could talk about all those. Maybe we'll do another interview sometime and just talk about those objections. But in my estimation, most people who say they see it, right? And I think if you really see it, you're going to do something about it. That's the bottom line. Right. If you see it, you're going to do something about it. But can you address I don't have, when you started, it was $700 to get started in LifeVantage. Now it's at the highest level right now, it's $1,250, right? I'm just going to throw that big number out there. Some people think it's big. When I was 19, I thought that was a big number.
Right.
$650, $1,250 to start a business. I don't know if I can do that. Can you just answer that as a young entrepreneur at 19, as a young entrepreneur at 26? What's the answer there?
Yep. So, I mean, I definitely agree, first of all, with all those objections, because that's the handful that you hear all the time every day, and they're more prevalent. But as far as the money thing, I would say, especially being younger, that's the number one objection I hear, and we hear from everybody that's, prospecting younger folks. And the way I address it is a couple of different ways. And obviously, I guess it depends on the relationship you have with the people, how you can talk to them, right? But for me, the way I would handle that objection is I get it. I've been there and kind of share my story, how I lost my job, just had a few $100 left. But, I found if you can build enough value in the opportunity and say, hey, look, here's what it is. Here's where you can go. Look at the potential that's there rather than the amount of money you're trying to say you don't have, or maybe you're scared to spend. And if you believe in yourself and you really see that opportunity, we need to find the money now. And I've found if you can create enough value in the business and what's to come rather than the amount that they're going to lose or try to invest, that's been a whirlwind of issues to solve. And not only that, if we can build the value and opportunity where maybe it's just a quote-unquote excuse, they do have the money, it may be a stretch, but they have it. If you can build the opportunity up, they can see the value, and they see where they're going, they'll usually hop on board. Now, on the other side of the coin, it may legitimately be, some things happen, they truly don't have the money. And in that case, there's really some creative ways that we, go out and look at the business. We can maybe pre-sell some product or do something where we can get a few pre-enrollments before they get involved in the company. That way they can get on board as quick as possible and not have to wait. That way they can make a decision while they're really excited. So the money thing I totally get. But, there's so many different creative ways where people can find the money or borrow the money or sell something, right? We live in a world where you can sell anything these days, or do Uber or all these different things. But like you said, if they see the opportunity, I really believe they'll find a way to find some money or find a way to get the money to get up and cranking.
Awesome. Well, I mean, at 19, you lost your job. You didn't have it, but you had it. I don't know. You make it happen. One of the things, can you still hear me, Dustin?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things I felt is this. I mean, if you're 19, at 19 years old, how many years had you been working? Did I lose you?
Yeah, well, you kind of cut out a little bit. What were you saying?
Sorry. Here's how I look at the whole money thing. At 19 years old, how many years had you been working?
Let's see. About 3 years.
Okay, so 3 years. So here's my question. Even at young 19 years old, you've only been working for 3 years. And if you don't have $1,250 to start at night, to start your own business that can change your life, you got to ask yourself, reality check, something's wrong here, right?
Right.
If I don't have $1,250 to invest in something in my own business, then there might be something wrong with my business than what I've been doing. That's at 19. What if you're 25 and you've been working for 6 years or 7 years or 8 years and you have $1,200 or $1,500 or whatever it is to invest in your own business? You got to ask yourself, well, wait a second. Do I like this path that I'm on? And the older you get, the worse you ought to feel. Right. If I'm 44 years old and I don't have right now $1,250, then that is a reality check about not about necessarily me, but about the system I'm running in. Right. So, Dustin, you inspire me. This is like totally longer than I even wanted it to be from the outset, but I just couldn't shut up because I couldn't stop asking questions, man. Yeah. Time flies when you're being inspired. Dude, appreciate you. I'll send you the link for this. And, I want to thank you for leading others, for setting that vision, for holding the world of all young entrepreneurs on your shoulders, dude.
Right. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate the opportunity, man. You're a big inspiration as well, and the leadership that you've put on to me has been awesome. So I enjoyed it, man.
Hey, awesome, dude. We'll talk to you later.
All right, Seth. See you.
Keep it real. See you. Bye.